What's up guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and for today's vid, I will be doing the activity of chapter 9. So if you want to learn something about the chapter 9, stay tuned, stay watch, and please do hit the subscription button, and if you want or if you like this video, please click the like button. So if you want to learn something from me, stay tuned and stay watching. I'll be back, guys. So hi guys, so for today's vid, I will be doing the activities in chapter 9. So for our first activities, the title of our activity is the TCP and UDP characteristics. So chapter 9 is all about transport layer. So there are two types of transport layer, the TCP and the UDP characteristics. So what is a TCP? A TCP is a connection-oriented protocol. A connection-oriented protocol is one that negotiates and establishes a permanent connection or session between source and destination devices prior to forwarding any traffic. So this is the TCP. And the UDP or the user datagram protocol is considered a best effort transport protocol. UDP is a lightweight transport protocol that offers the same data segmentation and reassembly as TCP, but without TCP, reliability and flow control. So for our first activity, the TCP and UDP characteristics. So here is the instruction. Drag each characteristic to its TCP or UDP delivery method. So below there are some characteristics. The first one is the less overhead, the fast transmission requirements, no acknowledgement of receipt, guaranteed delivery. Then the next one is the order delivery. Then connectionless, then sequence message segments, then no order delivery, the flow control, and the last one is the session establishment. So in the other side of our screen, we will be dragging that characteristics in the table, in the blank table. So there are two types, the delivery method, the TCP and the UDP. So later on, we will be dragging this characteristic to its corresponding delivery method. So for our first characteristic, it's the less overhead. So the less overhead is for the UDP. Then the next one is the fast transmission requirements is also in UDP. Then the next one is the no acknowledgement of receipt, also in the UDP, here in the UDP. And the guaranteed delivery is in the TCP. So the next one is the ordered delivery. Well, I think it is the TCP. Then the connectionless, here in the UDP. Then the next one is the sequence message segments, is from the TCP. Then the no order delivery, UDP, and the last two characteristics are the TCP. So the flow control and the session establishment. So let's see if our answers is correct. So it's correct. You have successfully matched each characteristic to its TCP or UDP delivery method. So under the TCP is the guaranteed delivery, the order delivery, the sequence message segments, the flow control, and the session establishment. And another side, or the UDP, is the less overhead, fast transmission requirements, no acknowledgement of receipt, connectionless, and no ordered delivery. So that is our first activity in chapter 9, the TCP and UDP characteristics. Hi guys, so this is our next activity. The part 1, the TCP connection and the termination process. So as same as the activity 1, we will be dragging each descriptor to the appropriate place in the image to illustrate the three-way handshake of a TCP establishment session. So there are three types, or there are three descriptor. Then we will be dragging to its appropriate places here in three-way handshake of TCP establishment session. So the instructions is drag each descriptor to its appropriate place in the image to illustrate the three-way handshake of a TCP establishment session. So this is the three-way handshake of TCP establishment session. So there are the ACK, the CYN, ACK, and the CYN. So as we can see in the three-way handshake of TCP establishment session, there are computer A and computer B. So the first one is the send SYN. So after the send SYN, there are arrows in the table. So the send SYN will go in this blank spaces. So there receive, and we will be dragging the answers from there. So after the send SYN is the SYN. So SYN receive, then after that the SYN ACK send, then it will be received by same as SYN and NCK. So the last, or the last connections is the ACK and the ACK and the ACK again. So let's see if our answers is correct. And it's correct. You have successfully illustrate the three-way handshake requirements of a TCP establishment session. So here in our tables are the three-way handshake of TCP establishment session. In computer A, we will be send SYN to the computer B, then receive. Then computer B will be sending the SYN or ACK in the computer A, then receive the SYN and the ACK. Then the computer A will send a ACK, then receive by the computer B the ACK. Okay guys, so for our last video, or last activity in chapter 9, so the title of their activity is the TCP, UDP, or both. So the instructions is drag the application layer protocol to its transport layer delivery method, the TCP, UDP, or both. Then below that instructions, there are some applications like the HTTP, the FTP, the SMTP, the DNS, the TFTP, the Telnet, the DHCP, the SNMP, the VOLP or the VoLP, and the IPTV. So we'll be dragging that application to the TCP if it's the TCP. Then in the UDP, if it's the UDP, or both TCP and UDP. So we'll be dragging this application to its corresponding transport layer delivery method. So the first one is the HTTP. Well, I guess the HTTP is a TCP. Then the next one is the FTP. Like the HTTP, it's the TCP. The SMTP, in TCP. And the DNS, well, I think the DNS is both. Yan. Then the TFTP, well, I guess the TFTP is UDP. FTP. Then the TFTP is in the UDP. Then the Telnet, well, the Telnet, I think it's the TCP. The TCP, and the TCP. Then next one is the DHCP, Well, the DHCP is in the UDP also. Then the SNMP is both. Then the last two one, the VOLP or the VOLP is in the UDP. And the last one, the IPTV, is also in the UDP. So let's see if our answer is correct. And it's correct. You have successfully matched the application layer protocols to the transport layer delivery method. So under the TCP, there's the HTTP, the FTP, the SMTP, and the Telnet. And the UDP, the FTP, the HCP, VOLP, and the IPTV. And the both TCP and the UDP is the DNS and the SNMP. So that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching my activities in chapter 9, for my answering in the activities, and I hope you got some information or you learned something from me about the chapter 9. And if you want to know about more, please subscribe in my channel, and I hope you learned something in my previous activities or previous videos, and I hope you click the like button. So that's all, guys. Thank you for watching.